a smile. Now the sunshine brings the light. Fill me out with a flame. I will let you in this game. Take me out when I'm down. 'Cause with you I'm safe and sound. 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 I feel paralyzed. Now I know it's over. I see you passing by, hand in hand, with your perfect light.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we are live here on Pokemon TCG Center on YouTube as well as on the Twitch. So welcome everybody to live stream. I hope you all will have a good fun. So today's video is about Excadrill. In today's video I'm looking forward to play with Excadrill Drill Bazooka deck, which says that for one Finding Energy card, Excadrill hits for 120, and in order to do that you need to discard the top 4 cards of your deck. Additionally, if there are 3 of your Pokemon cards in your deck, with Elo and Tirtouga, you can hit for 180, and all that can be done just by single energy cards. With 4 copies of Retreat Cost, 4 energy cards in Retreat Cost, we can add some HP to Excadrill with Buff Padding, which means that Excadrill can actually have 50 HP more, or theoretically 190, which means that it won't be easy target at all. What we also have here in this deck is really special. We have 1 copy of Armaldo with Ancient Blast attack, which says that this attack does 50 damage, 20 plus 50 more for each identified fossil card in our discard pile. Additionally, Carracosta ×1 for the Ancient Custom, which says that Pokemon Tool cards attached to opponent's Pokemon in play have no effect, which is also super strong. Then considering that we also have 2 copies of Zebstrika for the sprint and Blitzle, which is really important, so we can get the few cards in our deck quickly. 1 Hoopa with Evil Elimination, something to counter some decks like, let's say, Dragapult VMAX. There's Diancie with the Princess Cheers for extra energy, extra damage, and of course 1 Phione for that vertical suction, as well as, you know, yeah, that's it. There's no more Pokemons. I didn't want to go with the Mew. I think Mew is pretty much useless card here because we can hit for the weakness Picozecrum anyways. And with that being said, that's pretty much it. You know, you can just one hit out of that Picozecrum for 3 price cards, and you don't need to worry too much about attacking or having on bench, for example, that Mew. Some other cards that I'm playing in this deck: 2 copies of Evolution Incense, 2 copies of Quick Ball, and 2 copies of Communication. That's mainly used for Pokémon Search. 1 Lana's Fishing Rod and Ordinary Rod for Tool and Pokémon Recycle, as well as Energy. Stadium Nav that can help us to basically get heads in the coin flip, grab the stadium that we need at a specific moment. 1 Switch, 4 Identified Fossils, 2 Martial Arts and Research Labs. Also from item cards, 3 copies of Buff Padding. Then speaking about supporter cards, there are 2 Cynthias, 2 Marnies, 1 Cynthia and Caitlin, 3 Research, and 1 Tate Liza with 2 Twin and 8 Fighting Energy cards. So yeah, this is the deck list that I'm ready to use in today's live stream. So let's move on to the first game today, and let's see how good this deck really is, what we can do with it. If you would like to play against me, you can definitely send me a friend request so we can also battle each other. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. More than that, if you would like to see any deck in action, you can send me pretty much any deck list. I can import into the game and test it for you. You don't even need to have all of those cards, just send me a message and I will try to, you know, do that for you guys. Alright, so starting with 2 copies of Drilbur as well as Diancie, so not a bad opening hand, but the problem is that I don't have a draw supporter, and that's maybe a problem. And of course I'm playing versus Nuzlocke Raichu deck. So playing versus Nuzlocke Raichu, I don't know, I think I can be favorable in that matchup. It pretty much all depends on the you know, who's gonna start attacking first. And probably I will start attacking first. So Buff Padding top deck. Alright, and Unidentified Fossil. Okay, it's pretty much safe to say that I can attach energy and use the claws for 80 because of Diancie, so I can take first knockout and play, and there is a Pokemon Communication. The good thing is that next turn I can evolve into Excadrill and start putting pressure on my opponent with that Drill Bazooka. I can even use Element Hortacle, and I don't even need to discard the cards from the top of my deck. Probably I will do that for sure. So far so good. I mean, I took the first prize card in the game at my turn 1, which I actually didn't expect was going to happen. But it did happen, so that's good for me. Alright, so all I can say is that my opponent is really unlucky because he didn't have Pachirisu to start with, and when you don't have Pachirisu to start with, that's kind of a bad thing because you really want to use that turn 1 Snuggle Generator and attach as many energies as you can to your bench of Pokemons in play. That's the strategy of that deck. So I'm already 2 prizes ahead of my opponent, and I think it's gonna be pretty much nearly impossible for my opponent to come back in this game. But everything is still possible, you know, everything is still open. Let's see what he can do. If he can nozzle shot me. Yeah, he's just nozzle shotting me for 10 instead of just, you know, trying to nozzle me, maybe to paralyze me. I don't know. Probably he knows the best. Probably he knows the best. Probably he knows what's the strategy and what type of the strategy he actually has. So I'm just gonna hit for 120 because of the weakness instead of discarding my cards for now. I really don't need to do that. Maybe he's preparing to. Yeah, I mean. The problem is that he don't even have a draw supporter. He can just Nazli gathering, and that's pretty much it. So not too many things that he can actually do here. Meanwhile, I'm marching through my prize cards. I already took 3 prize cards, and that's a very good thing. And there you go. So he actually decided to concede the game. So game number 1 done into my favor. Actually, he played Never Give Up Raichu. Alright. Anyways. First win on today's live stream. So, if you would like to also watch live stream with, you know, live cards, you know, the real cards, I will also have a live stream in 2 days for the weekend, of course. Probably 5 hours of action, so make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future live stream as well. Always later you can watch the live stream as well, so just in case if you miss it. Alright, so I'm starting with my Drilbur. I have 2 Excadrills, Stadium Nav. Stadium Nav sounds like a good plan. If I can hit heads in the coin flip, I can pick myself a martial art and a research lab. And the good thing with the research lab, of course I'm going to attach energy, but if my opponent has welder and 2 energies, it really doesn't matter too much. So Tirtouga can be put on the bench. Better something than nothing, I guess. And immediately my opponent substitutes my Stadium with his Viridian Forest, and there is a welder, as expected. I was expecting to see that welder, but the problem is he knocked me out. He somehow managed to knock me out. So first things first, let's grab ourselves a energy card. Can I Aqua Impact? Not gonna happen today. But still I can hit him for like a weakness, so I think that's a good idea. I mean, why not? And let's go with 1 Drilbur as well. Yeah, I can definitely use Ordinary Rod and shuffle back lineup of Excadrill as well as that energy card, use Martial Art Dojo, which might be my disadvantage if I miss energy, and go with the research for 7. Many more cards I managed to find. There we go. Probably not gonna need Lana's Fishing Rod. Probably not gonna need it. Buff Padding, and I'm gonna shell attack my opponent for 40. Actually, for 120. Oh yeah, because of the martial art dojo. For the moment, I was like kind of confused. Then I realized, oh yeah, martial art dojo. I have fighting energy, and I'm hitting for like 100 and something. So there's the knockout. My opponent hit me for like 120, and I'm just gonna need energy card. And since he have Viridian Forest in play, I can basically grab myself energy. And I can hit my opponent for 120, which should be enough for the knockout. So unfortunately for him, you know, kind of bad start. No other basic Pokemon, no nothing, and basically, yeah, we cannot take a look at our opponent deck list, unfortunately, so let's move on to another game. I'm waiting for my opponent, I'm waiting for my friends so we can actually battle each other here on the live stream. Probably he's gonna play Pikarom deck, and I really want to kick his ass, you know. Alright, starting second. So Mulligan won, and this one looks a little bit better, so I'm going to start with the Drilbur. Gonna put Hoopa as well as Phione on the bench. There is a research lab, but unfortunately I cannot put that Anorith in play by any means. And oof, Spiritomb. Alright. Prize for prize. It's gonna be an interesting battle for sure. Spiritomb is probably one of the few Pokemons in the entire game that have no weakness, which is really interesting, you know. Evolution Incense, that's kind of sweet, but there's literally nothing I can do with it, so I'm just gonna research for that Tirtouga and put it on the bench. Can Tirtouga actually help me here? I would say probably no, maybe yes. It depends, you know, 50-50 chance to help me or not, because if my opponent have tool, and basically which tool he will play, I'm expecting from my opponent's Spiritomb that he will play Hustle Belt for extra 60 damage, you know. But still, yeah, actually with Hustle Belt he can one-hit knock on my Excadrill with the Buff Padding, but without he cannot, which is a good thing, you know, because of the 190 HP, so that can be actually my advantage. But my opening hand looks like a complete disaster. I really need to find myself a Drow supporter as fast as possible, otherwise this is not gonna be good. Not at all. Alright, so another Spiritomb, and looks like that my Drilbur will be knocked out. Literally, there was nothing that I could do against that knockout. And I couldn't do anything to prevent that knockout. I could potentially use my Phione, but that would literally be it, you know. Still, my opponent would just put another Spiritomb to the active spot, so pretty much the same thing would happen. Pretty much the same thing, so as long as I can find a supporter card, I'm gonna be good. Literally the only card I need is a supporter card. I'm thinking about tweaking a little bit my deck and probably adding 4 copies of Quick Ball to it. I feel like I need 4 Quick Ball, and so far I don't have them, so let's go with the Hoopa. Excadrill was a top deck. Alright. At least I can put the Carracosta in play. And pass the turn. Pass the turn, hoping for the top deck. Literally the only thing that can save me at this moment is some type of a Drow supporter. Without Drow supporter, I simply can't do too much. So building Spite one more time. 3 damage counters. My opponent is hitting for 100 at this moment, which means that Hoopa can survive for like 1 more turn, which is a good thing. Thumbs up for the Hoopa. Okay, so there is basically another Spirit Tomb. So my opponent basically decided to retreat because he had Hustle Belt attached on the benched Spirit Tomb. But the problem was that Hustle Belt cannot be used as long as I have Carracosta with the Asian custom in play, which basically means that my opponent really can't do too much. But for example, adding another Rainbow of Energy will add 10 more damage, and even with the Jinx, Omnius Posture, he can move 1 more damage, and theoretically with 150 damage he can do a lot of crazy things. So right now some sort of Mew play would be so strong, so I should definitely tech 1 copy of Mew. And if you ask yourself why should I tech 1 copy of Mew, well, the reason is simple. As long as I have Mew in play, I can place 3 damage counters to my opponent Pokemons in play. And basically I can simply, you know, put 1 damage here, 2 damage here, and then my opponent is basically forced to use that Omnius Posture to move more damage counters from 1 to other Spirit Tomb. But for example, you know, you can put more pressure on your opponent, and with 2 Mews, and if Spirit Tombs have each like, you know, 5 damage counters, you can take multiple knockouts in play. So Spirit Tomb can actually be really bad against, you know, let's say Melamar version of the deck, especially with Giratina, you know, because they cannot do anything, literally. Oh, Research as the top deck. Now we are speaking. Yeah, I'm gonna attach the Buff Padding and draw 7 fresh cards. If I can find Twin Energy, I can knock my opponent's Spirit Tomb out, and all suddenly I can be back in action, which is a good thing. So I don't even need Excadrill in this matchup, basically. So I can Bug Bite, knock my opponent for 40. He don't have weakness. Actually, I need, because he don't have weakness. Every time I see Darkness Pokemon, I say to myself, well, yeah, it's a Darkness Pokemon, I'm playing Fighting deck. It's obviously that my opponent have weakness, but then I realized, oh dang, Spirit Tomb, he does not have weakness. But still with the Martial Art Dojo, if I have more prize cards left than my opponent, if I attach energy to my Drilbur, I can hit for like 60, which is enough for the 1-hit knock against Spirit Tomb, and that's the good thing. So after this matchup, rebuilding of the deck. So I'm definitely looking forward to rebuild this Excadrill deck. It needs more copies of Quick Ball for sure. There is a Nano for another Spirit Tomb. Oh, interesting. Alright, so this Spirit Thumb with 5 damage counters on bench. Imagine you have Giratina and you can put it on the bench right now. Boom! From nowhere you can pull 2 prize cards. And that's just amazing. Really it is. So my opponent is down to 2 prize cards. I need to do something quickly, otherwise this game will go into my opponent's favor. I'm probably gonna need that. Buff Padding and Phione. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in my opponent's hand. Yeah, he can go down to 4. He can go down to 4. Oh, there's Excadrill as well as a Buff Padding. That's a good thing, because my opponent won't be able to knock me out. And I'm hitting for 70. And I have 1 hit knocked against his Spirit Thumb, where on the other side my opponent does not have 1 hit knocked against my Excadrill. He can hit for 160. And with the Buff Padding in play, I have 190 HP. So he will be short for like 30 damage. Good for that. Now there's a black market. All right. Luckily, I didn't put my research in play, and luckily, oh, there's a Marnie. So say goodbye to my research lab. Probably right now I can call this game a game over because of that black market. The only thing that can save me will be some sort of a crazy top deck. But even with that, I don't think I can win this game anymore. My opponent will not go down to 1 prize after this turn. But still, problem is that he can simply prevent me from taking a prize card with the black market. And probably this black market might be a crucial moment in play right now. So 160, I somehow managed to survive due to my Carracosta in play. Yeah, didn't take the prize card. That's a bad thing. So imagine there was no black market, and if I knock it out, that Spirit Thumb turn before, I would have like 3 prize cards right now, and my opponent will go down to 1 after this knock, and then I could go down to 2 prize cards, but still he would have option to knock me out for the game. So technically speaking, well played. Technically speaking, Carracosta, the only Pokemon with 160 HP that can survive 130 damage, but it cannot survive 160 damage. And there's the knockout. Well played to my opponent. Congratulations on the victory. No doubt about that. Let's go to the deck manager and let's see what we can actually change here. I think I'm not gonna need communication, so I'm just gonna go straight away with 4 quick ball. Additionally, I will go without Tate Liza. Actually, Tate Liza provides me a switch, so it is a good card here. So 4, 4, 4. 1 of each, 2 Zebstrikas. I really need to set Zebstrika as fast as possible in play. And I think I would really need 1 boss order, potentially I have 2, 4, 7, 8. 8 Drow supporters. 8 Drow supporters. Consistency is really important. So I'm just gonna remove switch. I will add another Tate Liza. Actually, yeah, I can add another Tate Liza. It's better to have both switch and Drow support available if it's possible, as long as you can set up Zebstrika and play anyways. And I think I'm probably gonna remove Cynthia and Caitlyn. We'll add 1 copy of a Pal Pad, which really doesn't matter too much as long as you will probably discard it anyways with a Drill Bazooka. But it's important to have 3 cards later in the game so you don't deck out yourself. And I would really like to have at least 1 copy of Boss Order in my build, so I can basically have opportunity to catch something from my opponent side of the field, for example from his bench, and which card I should discard for this Boss Order. That is a very good question. And I think I'm probably gonna cut one of my fighting energy cards. I think I don't need so many fighting energy cards. I think I can probably even go with 6-2, and I can add myself 4th Professor Research, or maybe 2nd Boss Order. Really trying to, you know, find the sweet spot, and I'm not 100% sure will I need Boss Order so much. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 2nd Boss Order. Oh, and I was thinking about having the Mew in play. So what about? Yeah, we will try to add Mew, mainly because of the Spirit Tomb. So I'm gonna add the Mew, and I'm also thinking about having that Giratina in play. Spirit Tomb is... It's I don't know. Oh, I'm typing Spirit Tomb instead of Giratina. Spirit Tomb is actually a popular deck these days, and I'm gonna risk. But which card I should discard right now? I added 2 more Pokemons. Okay, I'm gonna go with 3 Excadrills. Who cares? Alright, so all suddenly, I actually tweaked this deck. A little bit. So let's go. Let's move on, guys. Have to refresh myself a little bit. All right. Heads or tails? I didn't want a coin flip, which means that I'm probably going to start second. Two days ago, I tried to live stream a legacy format, and I was like, nah, it's impossible, you know, because there is some kind of agreement, a gentleman's agreement. I heard about that in the Snow Point Temple. I asked about the problem with, you know, the conceding at the turn 1. I was kind of shocked because I was not able to play a single game. You know, game didn't even start, and there's some kind of a catch. If you flip a coin and if you get heads, your opponent needs to scoop up, and that's pretty much it. Like, for example, I have win the coin right now, and my opponent would just quit the game, you know, and I would get like couple points on the ladder, which makes no sense, but there's the gentleman agreements for that format. And the biggest problem is that I have also another account. Actually, my friend borrows me his other account, where I like to play tournaments and legacy format, for example. But on that second account, we don't have all cards necessary to play, and that's the bad thing. So, Research Lab. I'm gonna put both of these bad boys in play. Yeah, sure, I can do that. Alright, so far not that bad. Not that bad. Two Drilburs, Tirtouga and Anorith in play. There is a Boss Water Research, Zebstrika, but the biggest problem and concern probably is Lana's Fishing Rod as well as Ordinary Rod, so I might end up losing both of these two cards at my turn 2, which is really bad thing, you know, and probably it's gonna happen, you know, probably it's gonna happen. So there is a switch for Super Growth, and we might see Vileplume in play. Which Vileplume we have in standard format these days? Ancient Origin Vileplume was with Ancient Origin, Burning Shadows, and can somebody tells me which is another Vileplume, because I have no clue about another Vileplume. Did we get... Oh, Vileplume GX. Oh my goodness. Seriously? Seriously? Like, what the heck is going on with me? How in the world I even managed to forget about that? Anyways, I can hit for 120, and if there was the ants, I could hit for like 140, and that would be double hit knocked against my opponent, Robot and Alone Executor. And the best thing is that my opponent can theoretically take... Okay, right now he cannot, because he does not have Rillaboom in place. So Super Growth, he might go for Rillaboom right now. So, if you're not familiar with the bench approach for my opponent, so he have Type Nail for Silvally GX, which is probably going to be a very popular card. Silvally, that says that you can draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. I don't know why my opponent is so mad at me. He shouldn't be mad at me. Let's go with the Marnie. There's the ants. A little bit too late, I should say. I can discard Unidentified Fossils at any time that I like. Why is that important? Because of my Armaldo. Speaking about Armaldo, I'm trying to find a way if my opponent will maybe play some sort of tool cards. Probably he will not, so let's just go with Armaldo. And I'll put another Unidentified Fossil in play, which I will then discard. And then I'm gonna go with the Ants and with another Drilled Bazooka for 140 this time. And Pal Pad discarded. Oh, okay. So I lost the Pal Pad, which means that till the end of the game, I cannot use Boss Order. So maybe I should go with 2 Boss Orders. Maybe I should go with 2 Boss Orders, I don't know. Yeah, I have weakness, that's okay. But Jet Punch cannot knock me out. Elegant Soul can knock me out. And my opponent needs one more energy card. Beast Gain GX cannot knock me out because I have 190 HP. Oof, you gotta be kidding me. He didn't have... Probably my opponent does not have Rillaboom in play. Probably he is just, you know, out of the play. Yeah, another Drill Bazooka. That's the only thing I can do. Come on, give me those Unidentified Fossils somehow. You gotta be kidding me, there is a Life Forest. So, Life Forest, as well as Fragrant Flora Garden, and that is like 90 HP heal per turn, so that's like I'm hitting for 30, and my opponent can simply finish me with the jet punches. You gotta be kidding me. And in reverse, there is a Weakness Guard energy. So he can Elegance only for the knockout right now. Ah, come on. He didn't use Life Forest? Seriously? Okay, I'm gonna use it into my advantage if it has a coin flip, and I will. So Martial Art Dojo will allow me to knock my opponent out, so I'm hitting for 180 suddenly. And he probably didn't expect that to happen, neither I, to be honest. And there is an Unidentified Fossil, so I took the 3 prize card, knockout, against my opponent. And there is a Tate Liza, which means that I can switch on Armaldo, hit for 150, and basically knock the Roll-It out. But after he heals 30 damage, I'm gonna be short for like 10. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna be short for like 10 damage. Fair enough, fair enough. So I have another Excadrill and energy for him, and I'm gonna try to basically... There is Giratina, which I don't need. I have only 11 cards left, so let's go with another Drill Bazooka. I think I can technically win this game next turn. I just don't hope I'm not gonna deck out myself. As expected, my opponent moved on the bench, which means that I need to knock him out. And how should I do that? I can hit only for 200. Well, I have a game plan for that. So the game plan is Distortion Door Giratina. There we go. I can put 1 damage counter on his Roll-It and a LOT Executor. So I'm gonna need to shuffle 2 basic energies from my discard pile back into my deck, and then I need to use that Tate Liza. And the only thing that I will need is a energy card. So I can retreat and place 3 damage counters with the Psy Power on my opponent, Roland, and a LOT Executor. And there we go, my friends. So as I mentioned it earlier, Mew in combination with Giratina can actually be very, very powerful and disrupting, because you can hit from nowhere basically and surprise your opponent. So probably he didn't expect something like that. I'm 100% positive he didn't expect something like that. Let me see if my friend is online. Oh yes, he is. I'm gonna challenge him with my Excadrill. So let's see if he really wants to battle this bad boy with the Picazacrum, so we can actually see where this deck is against, you know, Picazacrum. So there we go. Alright. Going live against Cyber. Yeah, we definitely wants to go first. Why? Because we really want to set up... Oh, what the heck is this? What the heck is this? Did I pick a team deck? Yeah, I didn't even... Oh my god. Okay. Oh. Never mind. I just picked the wrong deck. It happens. It really happens. Alright, so I want the coin flip again. I'm starting first. And the game plan is to set, if it's possible, somehow, you know, Fossil Research Lab in play. Extra card always. Mew. Okay. I might need that Mew. I will also attach energy and pass the turn. So, come on, seriously, I have Cynthia at least. Probably I'm just gonna go with the Cynthia next turn. I think I should just go with the Cynthia and that's it. So, Guzma and Hela. Of course, for Thunder Mountain, for Special Lighting Energy for 2 cards. As long as I have Mew on the bench, I don't need to worry too much. I'm thinking about using the Marnie and Marnie my opponent down to 4, but again, I'm not quite sure how smart that really is. So he really wants to, maybe he will just pass the turn, maybe he will try to go for a turn 1 full blitz. He just needs a Tapu Koko and Energy Switch and he can do that. But without Energy Switch, Tapu Koko, it's gonna be impossible for my opponent to do something like that. So we shall see. Yeah, so there is a Thunder Mountain. So he is going all in. And he did use Guzma and Hela, which means that he needs Tapu Koko. So any type of quick ball, so there it is. There is a Tapu Koko. So Tapu Koko will came in play. And the only question remains, will my opponent, will my friend actually have Energy Switch or maybe Attack Switch? The worst thing that can happen to me at a turn 1 is a full blitz, and that actually happened. So he full blitzed me turn 1, and that's the power of Pika Zakram. So fortunately, that is how Pika Zakram works, especially if you don't set up. I did manage to find Research Lab. And right now, I really need to play Cynthia. I cannot allow myself to, you know, discard entire hand. And look at this Cynthia play. Both Carracosta and Anorith pulled. You have to be kidding me. Seriously, like, what the heck is going on here? This game is lost. This game is impossible to beat. One into my favor. Of course I'm gonna use Stadium Nav. And of course I'm gonna grab myself another Stadium. Yep, I discarded my Carracosta with the Asian Custom. I decided to keep Anorith. Neither of them are actually Anorith would be good if he was in my, you know, deck, but he didn't. Boltland can knock me out. There's the Marshadow for the reset hole, so he definitely wants to knock my Research Lab. And that's actually a good move. You can, you know, just remove the card from your deck. And additionally, the ends top deck. I was expecting, you know, to get something top deck, but I didn't. Imagine that the top deck was the Research for 7, Energy, Excadrill, boom, 2 price knockout, and we would be back in action. So there is their aura. The only thing that he needs right now will be just the energy, so he can quick ball for another Dedan, the Danny, for another Daddy change. There is a Pal Pad. If I can manage to survive maybe one more turn, who knows, maybe I can top deck something. But no, there is a tech switch, so yeah, with a tech switch I can try to do some math, but I don't think I should even consider bothering with the math right now, because he can retreat, he can knock me out, and he goes down to 3 price cards. Next turn he moves down to 2 price cards. Right? Right, so next turn he moves down to 2 price cards. And I can knock Pikazekrom for 3, and I can knock Raichu for 3. It's much easier to say that instead of to do that, so there is a Armaldo, a little bit too late. Let's research for 7. He probably wants to finish me with his... I'm gonna definitely put Mew on the bench. And then I can pass the turn. Yeah, that's what I can do. That's what I can do. Boss Order can provide me 3 prize knockout, but after that I need 1 more Boss Order, so I definitely need second Boss Order in my deck. With 2 Boss Orders, I could win this matchup, but with only 1, it is really impossible to win this matchup. Yeah, pretty much simple. And another Bolt Store for 280. We don't need Unidentified Fossil, we just want to discard that card anyways. It's all on the sprint. Do I have Pal Pad? I do have Pal Pad. Even when I knock this Boutland, still I need tons of other things. So there is research for 7. There is a Excadrill. But then again, I don't have another Excadrill available on my bench. And this is so unfair. Really it is. He didn't use his GX. Which means that still he can hit for 200. But I even forget about, you know, how Boutland can hit heavy, you know. So Boutland can hit for like 4, 5, 6, 7 energies in play. That's one hit knockout anyways, so yeah. Every time I think I will win, I lose. That's because I didn't underestimate Pikazekrom, to be honest. Pikazekrom is a very badass deck anyways, but with a Boss Order for the Pikazekrom, and with another Excadrill on the bench, and with another Boss Order for Raichu, I could win the game, even when my opponent was down to 3 prize cards, literally. I did all good. I think I didn't make any misplay this game, but just the bad draw just destroys me completely. So there's another Dedim. Maybe he just ran out of the energy cards. Maybe he just ran out of the steam, but nope, there is another Lightning Energy. And Bolt Storm for the knockout, so... The only thing that I can try potentially to do is stalling the turn with maybe a Boss Order. But if I Boss Order, then I'm immediately... I can try to Boss Order. No, I cannot. I cannot, unfortunately. Yeah, never mind. It's a GG. Because I can sprint, and the truth is, I can get myself a Pal Pad in play for the Boss Order, but then how should I draw the Boss Order? It's impossible to draw the Boss Order. So, well played. Really need the second boss. Maybe even Reese's Stamp wouldn't be bad in this deck. Maybe even Reese's Stamp wouldn't be that bad in this deck. Thumbs up, Cyber. You did a good job. Let's try to kick his ass this time. With only one Boss Order. Okay, so starting with a Blitzle, Unidentified Fossil, Evolution Incense, Marnie, not bad. But I'm starting second, which means that I basically need to... I need to go for... I need to go for that Marnie play. And somehow I will need to try to retreat that Blitzle on the bench. Yeah. That's the game plan. Did I keep the Switch? If I kept Switch, I will just replace Switch with another Boss Order. That's it. That's the game strategy here. Huh. Interesting. Still, I will just throw my hand and draw 7 with the Research. He had only 4 cards in his hand, so who knows what he had. But I don't have nothing. That's my concern. I don't have nothing. And he can hit for 70 and knock me out. So that really hurts. That Research was such a mess that I don't even want to comment how bad it was. You have to be kidding me. That Research for 7, no Drow Supporter, no Quick Ball, no Evolution Incense, no Zebstrika. I don't know. But at least I managed to preserve my Blitzle. And of course there's a Thunder Mountain that then for Daddy change. I really need to admit that this must be some kind of a curse. Every time I play against him, I drew really bad hands. It is just impossible to win with the bad hand. I mean, really it is. Okay, yeah, Unidentified Fossil can be discarded at any moment. Phew, Marnie was a top deck. Well, well, well. Marnie was a top deck, so all suddenly I thought I'm gonna be back in action. Okay, he says that he played 2 Dins in 1 turn, while he is only allowed to play 1. So I will try to put my Anorith in play. But again, I don't have draw support. Again, I managed to top deck Marnie, but then from that Marnie, I couldn't find again Zebstrika. Zebstrika is very important in this build because with Zebstrika you can discard hand and you can just, you know, draw 4 new cards. You know, you can draw 4 new cards. So there is research for 7. So he had research for 7, plus he had the Din. Even if he played 2 Dins at the same turn, he made a mistake. Oh. I'm fine. Can I get another top deck? That is a very good question. Not gonna risk. He can have the Hoopa. Of course, I didn't get a top deck, so Martial Art Dojo, Buff Padding, Energy, and with Evil Domination I can hit for 40, 80, 90? Decent amount of damage. Decent. Next turn I can hit for the knockout with my Drilbur, and technically I can draw myself 2 prize cards, so not that bad. So he decided to play without Picozacro, without Raichu, so just with the Wheeze in play, and he drew another research. Come on, can I get a Marnie at least? You know, even Zebstrika would be good. Of course, he decided to retreat on another Boltland. 190. Expected knockout, so he moves down to 3 prize cards. Still I can win this game if I top deck something this turn. Boom, there we go. Finally. Going all in with this Zebstrika. I could have the knockout versus Boltland, but no, I decided to be greedy bastard. And draw myself 4 new cards with Zebstrika, and pretty much draw nothing. Almost nothing. Like almost nothing. Literally almost nothing. Literally almost nothing. So big close for the knockout. 120. Giratina, useless. Energy, useless. Not even the energy, not even a draw supporter. So I can Lana's Fishing Rod. 2. Do I have Pal Pad? No, I discarded already Pal Pad. He had weakness, so with the weakness I can one-hit knock him out and pretty much just, you know, win the game. How many identified fossils I have? 2. Okay, so with this one I will have 3. So Lana's Fishing Rod is definitely for this Buff Padding, as well as a Drilbur, and additionally I'm good to go with the... I should... yeah, Research for 7. Better Research for 7. Really didn't want to risk. Really didn't want to risk. me see something out. Do I have Armaldo? I do have. So what if I drew into Armaldo and a Twin Energy? Well, my guts told me that tells me that I'm not gonna get. I'm not gonna get. Anyways, I'm not gonna get Excadrill. I can already see that. Let's print and let's see if we can get lucky with the Excadrill. Oh, actually, somehow I went lucky. So there we go. Drill Bazooka for the knockout, and I'm down to 2 prize cards. So this is a very nice comeback, isn't it? So Fighting Energy and Cynthia, and let me see how many. Yeah, I have 1 more copy of my Excadrill, so I think it's safe to say that I managed to win this game, so we should definitely go to the 3rd game. Okay, so it's all about getting the Excadrill in play. So in order to do that, I'm first going to use Cynthia, so I can draw 6 cards, and then I can use basically Zebstrika if it's necessary, but it looks like it's not, so I can use 11 hard tackle and hit for 180. Alright, let's go to game number 3, so we shall see who's going to win that game number 3. Definitely Excadrill deck is favorable against Pikazekrom due to the weakness. No doubt about that. This time I'm gonna call tails. And I want a coin flip, so I'm gonna start first, again. Alright. Do I really want to put Giratina in play? I don't think so. But then he can dunk me, so I'm kind of scared about that. Alright, so he can dunk me. I have Blitzle, so everything looks good. Oh, Stadium Nav as a top deck. And I even managed to draw myself a 2 Stadium cards, so I'm happy to use Research Lab at my turn 1. Oh, that is a perfect combination start. I'm not gonna complain. That's the perfect startup. I'm already, I should say, miles away against him, so right now I'm in a very good position. Definitely Electro Power, and probably he's trying to use Marnie. Okay. At least I have Tate Liza, and I have Quick Ball, so not that bad. Technically speaking, not that bad. Definitely big challenge for him. Definitely big challenge for him. My turn, there we go. Ooh, boss order. Alright, so one thing is clear. I'm not gonna need Hoopa, but I will definitely try to set up 2 Zebstrikas in play. so I can go through my deck as fast as possible. Right now I have Bad Boy Excadrill in my hand, but unfortunately I don't have Drilbur in play, so I cannot evolve. But still, I can surprise him. I can surprise him with my Anorith. If he knocks my Mew out, I can attach energy to my Anorith, put Stadium in play, and hit for like 120 times 2. 240. Actually, it's not gonna be enough for the knockout. He have big charm, so he have big charm, so won't be enough for the knockout. All right. Yeah, won't be enough for the knockout. So there is a Thunderous Mountain and energy switch. So he needs to power up this Zera Aura on the bench. He cannot take the risk if he don't find another Pokemon putting energies to Picazecrum. It's not recommended, definitely, because I can return knockout easily. I can return him knockout easily. I would really like to hear from you guys, what do you think about this deck so far? Do you like it or not? I think it's pretty cool. It is a rogue deck, which is the which is my signature, you know, game signature for sure. I really like to play rogue decks. You know, let's go with that energy attach. We can always close slash. Maybe we can even take the knockout. Martial Art Dojo, so very close. Very close. Unfortunately, not enough because of that big charm in play. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my goodness, I just put Carracosta in play. It is enough for the knockout. It is enough for the knockout because tools are not affected anymore. Oh my gosh, how in the world I forget about that? I didn't even pay attention. This is probably the greatest knockout of all times. Anorith managed with the Claw Slash to knock Picazecrum. If somebody tells you that Anorith would knock out Picazecrum, you wouldn't believe him. So yeah, we have DK Kugmarine says that he really likes this deck. Yeah, I also like this deck as well. I think I just need to find a spot to add another boss holder, and in order to add another boss holder I will go with Switch replacement. I think I still play a copy of Switch, or I actually replaced that switch for Tate Liza. I'm not quite sure, but I really need to find that out after this matchup. So, Boltland takes the knockout. As expected, of course. And basically, Carracosta did a great job, so I'm not gonna need it anymore. I'm gonna put another Identified Fossil in play. I'm gonna put my Drilbur as well as this Pal Pad. Alright, and then I'm good to go with the Research for 7. So after he knocks me out, he'll move down to 3 prize cards, obviously. Ordinary Rod, Energy Attachment. Yeah, I can think I can do both. I can do both. I can shuffle Anorith and one Fighting Energy back in my deck. I can manually put Anorith in play. But screw that. Let's go with Identified Fossil play and Anorith combo. We can do that. So DK says that he didn't think I would ever see an Anorith get overhit on Pikarom. That was insane. Really it was. Really it was insane. Personally, I didn't even see this play coming up, to be honest. the moment I put that Carracosta in play, I just realized that his tool is not affected anymore, and I was like, wow, that's it. That's the knockout. I have fighting energy attached to my Anorith. I can simply swing for 120 times too, which should be enough for the knockout, and I managed to pull 3 prize and go ahead with the prize cards. So, really good turn that was. So Boatland will continue taking knockout after knockout, and he will continue carrying him through the game. But the next turn I have again 2 options available. The first one is to promote Anorith and pretty much go for let's say maybe his evolution, or maybe for, let's say, Diancie, or maybe for Diancie. But as it looks right now, I'm gonna definitely promote Anorith in play, no question about it. For Drilbur, I need fighting energy plus Excadrill, so it's much harder for me to find those cards. So I'm just gonna quick ball my Phione, and I'm gonna put that Diancie in play. So right now I'm hitting for 60 times 2, 120. There is Zebstrika, so technically speaking, I can keep trying to find what I need. So, sprint for 4 new cards. There we go. There is a Armaldo, as well as a Excadrill. And I can use Asian Blast and hit for 280 and take another 2 prize cards, which means that I move down to only 1 prize card. And basically, the game is over for him, even if he managed to, you know, Reese stamp me down to 1 card. It really wouldn't matter too much. It really wouldn't matter too much. So he decided to paralyze me there. Alright, sneaky play. Do I have another Tate Liza available? I do have 1 more Tate Liza available. Is it available in my deck? Yes, it is. Okay, so I can sprint for 8, technically. And technically speaking, I can find Tate Liza. So another quick ball for Giratina, let's say. And 13 more cards left. I have another sprint available. There is a Tate Liza, and I can switch my active Anorith with my Excadrill and basically use Drill Bazooka for 280, and for the last prize card, that is a GG. That is a GG, my friends. So what a game. What a game that was. Really, it was a good game. Really was a good game. I think we can maybe challenge him 1 more time and see if he wants to battle more. Oh, so he switched the deck. Okay. So right now he's playing some type of the fighting deck. Again, I'm starting first, no question about that. Phalanx. Okay. Phalanx is a next level play. Which means only one thing. Let's go aggressive here with Zebstrika play, shall we? The only thing that considers me right now, it'll probably have 3 fallings in play anyway, so I just decided to add martial art before him in play. My biggest concern is my bad startup, because I don't have another Drilbur for the turn 2, so if he team attacks me for the knockout, I will only have Zebstrika. Looks like his hand is just empty. And with that being said, I'm just gonna research for 7. Not gonna let him play. Not gonna let him play. So 2 copies of Quick Ball. Should I go for that Giratina? Yes. I might need it, but maybe later in the game. Not now for sure. I already have Drilbur, but I really need another one in play as well. I think one Zebstrika should be enough. Should be enough. Okay, there we go. So, it's kind of important to set up Armaldo in play, because it can hit heavy, it can hit for 220, and it can technically one-hit knock a felling sweep. So for me, that's going to be important attacking Pokemon, for sure. I'm going to need it. I'm telling you guys, I'm going to need it. And you will find that out. Oh, it looks like that he just bricked. Looks like that Cyber just bricked. Looks like that he have nothing available in his hand. Phew. I can boss order him. And I can sprint. Okay, that's cool. Padding. Pal Pad for boss order, for Tate Liza. I can put another Unidentified Fossil in play. I can discard that fossil from play. And I can pass the turn. I don't even need to check my research lab. It really makes no sense. Even in the real life, if you play Fallings, the name of the deck speaks for itself. Fall, you know, you're just gonna fall, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fall down, you know. Because it lacks energy acceleration, you know. You can use BD, you can add energy with the BD for sure, but it's not that good. It's not that good. So he tried to attach Air Balloon, but I have Carracosta with the Asian custom, which says Pokemon tool cards attached to your opponent's Pokemon have no effect, so he must use the switch. And he can call for family. And that's pretty much all he can do at this moment. And so far, I'm in a very good position. As long as I can start attacking first, I can start taking a price cards against him. But in the late game, I'm gonna be in a much better position due to the Wheeze in play. Okay, I didn't use Evolution. I didn't use Identified Fossil first. Never mind, never mind. I can still discard it with my... I'm a little bit sick. Sorry guys for that. I can always discard it with my Sprint. So 2 heads and a coin flip. I can get rid of my Research Lab. I'm not gonna need Research Lab until the end of the game anymore. I can just sprint for another 4 new cards. And there is another Excadrill. Alright, so we should just go with a Drill Bazooka for 140. And luckily that is enough for the knockout. He's reducing the damage only for 40 due to the 2 iron defense formations. So even if he can have 3 iron formations in play, as long as I have Diancie, I'm one-hitting knockout that Fellings, which is a good thing. And there is a boss order, so it might be for Carracosta. And it is. And it is. Okay, so I cannot pay my retreat cost. It's kind of expensive. It requires 3 energy. So he tries to call for family as long as he can. So that call for family might cost him another prize card. Yeah, it will. It will cost him another prize card. It will cost him another prize card. Why not? Let's go with another drill bazooka, shall we? 80? Oh, I'm hitting for 140. Yes, minus 60. That's 80. Okay, of course. Okay, it's correct. That's correct. I miscalculated myself. All right, well played. But still, he can't knock me out as well. Still, he can't knock me out as well. I have Pal Pad in my discard pile, plus 2 Lana's fishing rod, as well as Ordinary Rod. And I'm forced to use my drill bazooka one more time in order to knock him out. And I only have 3 cards remaining. My boss is in my discard pile. My Ordinary Rod and Lana's fishing rods are also in my discard pile. And literally I can lose this game just because I'm probably... I still have Marnie. No, I don't have Marnie. I used... Oh my goodness. I used all Tate Liza, Cynthia's, and Marnie's. Maybe I have like maybe one more Cynthia left. I'm gonna run out of the cards. I'm gonna deck out myself. So he will knock me out for sure. I will knock him back with my Element Hard Take Hole. And then I will have just Ancient Blast available. So if I do a quick math, I can hit for 170. There's a Crushing Hammer, which might be a big one. Luckily it was a Tails in the coin flip. Ooh, I had such an explosive start, but I'm just gonna lose this game. I'm just gonna run out of the resource. Oh, he cannot use his tool card. Alright. Yeah, he just forgets about my Carracosta. And this Carracosta so far actually carried my butt. No doubt about that. MVP Carracosta for sure. If I win this game, Carracosta is MVP. He can literally win this game if he pulls a trigger on my Diancie, because I'm not going to be able to retreat my Diancie anyways. So he just needs boss order in Diancie and pass the turn. I literally have like 2 turns available to win this game. And if I cannot recycle something from my deck back, then the game is over. Somehow I managed to dodge 2 bullets. Another Fighting Energy top deck. So 140, let it be Cynthia. Now it's another Drilbur. It's all about the last card. And he decided to put a Fallings in the active position. The Fallings free, so maybe he just decides to go for the knockout. I have Unidentified Fossil in my hand, so if he knocks me out, I'm gonna knock him back. Oh, so he Marty me. Okay, thanks for that. Oh, but the last card in my deck was a Cynthia, so I would still win this game. So the last card was a Cynthia, you know. So even if he didn't Marty, even if he didn't Marnie, I would just play the Cynthia and basically recycle the cards back in my deck. So that's the knockout. He hits for 230, and my Armaldo should just finish the game. I'm gonna research for 7, and I'm gonna put Identified Fossil in play, and then I will just discard the Identified Fossil. And after that, I'm gonna hit for 220, minus 60, should be enough, exactly. Actually minus 40 because he have 2 Falling Sui on the bench. So that's enough for the knockout, and that's another victory actually. Another victory, my friends. So yeah, I did change boss order, so I replaced the switch, and I added actually that Pal Pad in this deck list. So what did he says? Oh, so another friend wants to challenge me. Alright, never mind. Okay, Cyber, let's go with the Milo right now, shall we? Okay, so starting just with a Mew. I'm starting first, which means that I can only attach energy and hope for the best. We play against Dragapult. And of course he knocked me out due to the weakness. I have Tirtouga as the top deck. And research for 7. Of course I'm gonna research for 7. My hand is just absolute disaster. If I discard this Quick Ball, game is over. So I'm just gonna discard Excadrill rather than Quick Ball. Actually, rather than Twin Energy. Alright, so I'm passing my turn. Not good. Not looking good for sure. Not looking good for sure because there's a Dragapult VMAX, and the Dragapult have minus 30 resistance of the fighting deck. So I don't think so. I don't think I can win this game. Armaldo can hit for like 220. Literally, I need to hit 3 times for knockout against Dragapult. And meanwhile, he can just clear my entire board with the Dragapult. So that's kind of scary thing. Alright, at least I can research for 7, and still I can use my... still I can use a Sprint for 4 as well, so technically 11 cards can be drawn in this case. Of course, story of my life, I didn't find what I was looking for. I just drew back that boss order. Yeah, technically speaking, if I don't get something good like Excadrill right now, I can just say GG. But luckily I managed to find Excadrill as a top deck. But no buff padding. Still I'm hitting for 150 because of the resistance. I mean, I can hit for like 150 with one energy card, and that is a lot of damage. Really, but still. Okay, so another fighting energy, and I'm good to go with another sprint. Yeah, Hoopa can actually carry my ass, so why not to put that Anorith in play when I can, and also use that Stadium Nav as well. I'm not gonna grab the martial art dojo, so just gonna hit with the drill bazooka one more time. So what he really wants to do here, he really wants to set the double knock against probably Excadrill and Drilbur. And if he do that, that's perfect. But looks like he won't be able to do that this turn, which means that he can just max Phantom and probably put 5 damage counters on Blitzle and take 2 prize knockouts. So if he do that, then even Hoopa won't carry me, unfortunately. But for example, I can knock him back with my Excadrill, but then still he will have only 1 prize and boss order will just, you know... Oh, so he decided to retreat and shred for the knockout. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Really, really, really interesting. I have Giratina and Mew. And with that being said, I can technically... I cannot knock him out. How many 2 Unidentified Fossils in my discard pile? I would say that he made a mistake this turn. I can put 1 damage with my Giratina on the Dragapult, but if I have Mew, I could go for the knockout. Since I don't have Mew, I'm thinking, loading, loading, loading. I need that buff padding so badly. So badly looking for the buff padding. And I'm going for it. I'm going for the buff padding. I really need it. And I managed to find it. Just 120, 140. He knocked my Diancie out. Just 120. It would be 140 with Diancie. 120 and 180 is like 300. Maybe I can actually knock both Dragapults out with Giratina and Mew combo. Maybe that can happen. But probably before I even manage to do that, he will just knock my Excadrill out. There's a boss order, so GG. And I didn't even pay attention that I discarded my entire deck. Okay, one thing is for sure. It is a big challenge to win against the Dragapult. Really, it is. It is a challenge to beat the Dragapult deck. If I can beat Dragapult. With Excadrill. Imagine Excadrill in expanded form with the Focus Sash. If you're not familiar with that card, it is a card that can be attached to the fighting Pokemon. And it says that when the fighting Pokemon that this card is attached to would be knocked out by your opponent's attack. Put the damage counters on your opponent, on your active Pokemon, until it's knocked out. So let's say if Diancie is 120 HP, it will still remain alive with 110 damage on it, so with 10 HP. I think that we can go to the game number 2, game number 3, because this game actually looks like a mess. So what can save me here? I don't know, maybe Cynthia top deck. Still I can put 3 damage counters with the Psy power, but I'm gonna be tough. Really, really tough. So I just drew a energy. I'm not sure if he switched to Zigzagoon deck. Actually to Obstagoon deck. So he managed to find himself a research for 7. Well played. Counter gain, alright, so yes it is. Yes it is. First you need to go... Yeah, I'm 100% positive that he have Obstagoon in his hand because he's trying to find a rare candy. So before he goes with research for 7, he really wanted to find a way to get that rare candy to his hand, probably because... Oh, he already retreated, so what he will do the next? He cannot retreat one more time. He can only use a switch. Research and rare candy. So he had a rare candy, so maybe he was aiming for Evolution Incense. Maybe he was aiming for that Evolution Incense, but he couldn't find it, so... Switch into Jirachi, Stellar Wish. Stellar Wish. Wish I can find the Drow Supporter or something like that. So Evolution Incense, Rare Candy, so he can go for first Obstagoon. And with Evolution Incense, at least he can search the deck for Leon. Leon, whatever. Lion is not for sure, of course. It's Lenone, whatever. Give me the top deck. Come on. Zebstrika for sure. Probably you wonder why I attached energy to Diancie. What is going on with my deck? Technically, yeah, he can't knock me out because he needs to attach 2 energies, okay. I mean, he can knock my Mew out, but he can't knock Diancie out, so... At least I can stay alive for like 1 more turn. Oh, Lily's Pokédoll. Alright, top deck. Ha, okay, research. I mean, better than nothing. Let's be honest. I can find myself Mew Energy and I can dunk that Mew on the bench for the price, technically. That's not gonna happen, of course. So meanwhile, I will try to put in place somehow Research Lab. And with that Research Lab, I will try to grab myself nothing. Fair enough. One thing is for sure, I don't need the Diancie in this game, because Obstagoon have... Oh, he have weakness on the grass. Since when Darkness Pokemons have weakness on the grass? Since when? Can somebody tells me since when Obstagoon have weakness on the grass? Seriously? Like... I mean, I didn't even pay attention. I didn't even pay attention. Hello, hello. Hello, guys. Hello, G1, and hello, Cyber4. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Like, Broken Robot. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Dark types are weak against bug types in the video games. Yeah, I didn't play video games since maybe, yeah, bug types or grass types in TCGO. Yeah, that's correct. I didn't play TCGO games since Pokemon Crystal, something like that. I used to play only couple games, to be honest. I'm gonna use Phione because I really want to Purple Suction him. Maybe even knock something from his bench, like Giratina, for example. Energy Attachment and Drill Bazooka for the knockout. Which might be a double sword, to be honest. We shall see. Yeah, Buckless Fairy also. But Fairy, I think some Fairy decks have resistance on the Darkness decks. For example, Gramble, that I play in expanded format, have resistance on not on the fighting, but on the Darkness decks. You know, on the Darkness Pokemons. But if Obstagoon is not a flying type Pokemon, which I don't think it is, you know, maybe he is a flying type Pokemon, maybe it's not, I don't know, I don't play game, I'm not watching anime, to be honest, and I'm not 100% sure what type Obstagoon is. Is he a flying type? Is he just, you know, some sort of, you know, Kung Fu Panda or wherever he is? But weakness on the grass makes no sense for me. I think that they should have weakness on the fightings. But they really needs to put back dual type weakness, you know. Dual type weakness makes sense, you know. Dual type weakness should make sense. Imagine you have Obstagoon, and imagine he's weak, let's say, on grass and on the fighting, for example, because, like, since I'm playing this game, Darkness Pokemons always had a weakness on the fighting Pokemons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, Hoopa can deal serious damage here. Let's be honest. I'm gonna Pal Pad, Marnie, and a Research. And then I will just use Ordinary Rod, maybe turn before. Okay. Energy attachment. I can Verbal Suction. I can put Phione back to the deck. So weakness against Fairy and Bug, and ×4 weakness against Fighting. Maybe a little bit too much. Maybe a little bit too much. Ooh, seriously? He promoted Lily's Pokédoll to the front? What in the world? What am I doing here? I'm gonna Research Lab. He can have it. I'm gonna Research Lab because I can do that. But yeah, dual type weakness and game would be much more interesting, you know. Imagine you have Charizard Wii, for example, and Charizard Wii Max. Of course, Charizard should be weak on, let's say, water types. But he can also be weak, let's say, I don't know, maybe to the dragon types, because, you know, dragon Pokemons technically can fly and they can, you know, be an advantage fighting him in the air, let's say, you know, because they might be faster than him. I'm just speaking, you know. So this turn, it looks like this turn I'm gonna lose 2 prize cards, because I used Phione and I didn't even pay attention while I was stalking that he have Lily's Pokédoll on the bench, but it makes no reasons for me to think that I can't win this game. I think I can still be in a good position to win this game. So every Pokemon EX in Generation 3, nearly every Pokemon EX has a double weakness. Every Pokemon EX in Generation 3. Yeah, I think they had double weakness. You can copy paste the link here with, you know, one of the old cards with a double weakness. I would really love to see, you know. Let's say old Crobat EX. Old school Crobat EX had weakness only on the lighting Pokemons. For example, Crobat EX weakness on the lighting, which makes sense, you know, because it is a bat. And if you use lighting and if you know, hit the bat with the lighting, of course he will fall down, you know, it makes sense. As well as if you just use, you know, flamethrower and, you know, hit him with the flame. But it makes no sense if you, for example, I'm gonna research for 7. I should go with the Marnie, but I'm looking forward to, you know, catch big cards here. There is a Drilbur, and a Buff Padding, and a Energy, and a Excadrill, and Drill Bazooka for 120, and I'm losing more and more cards, and I don't see a single copy of my... You gotta be kidding me. Is it possible that like 9 remaining cards are like 2 or 3 or 4 fossils? You gotta be kidding me. Blaziken EX. You say that Blaziken EX... Oh yeah, so yeah, it is. So he had weakness on the water and Psychic. He didn't have resistance, for example. But he could have resistance on some type. So the game could be, you know, much more interesting to play. So I'm basically forced to knock him out with my Drill Bazooka. And I lost my Mew. I really needed that Carracosta in this matchup, but I simply couldn't get it. I think also that old school Steelix EX had 2 weakness. I remember that he had weakness in the fire. I think he had weakness in the fire and fighting, something like that. But then again, he is a metal type. how in the world he can have, you know, a weakness on how in the world he can have weakness on the fighting type. He had resistance on grass and lighting, for example, which is good in my opinion. But back then we didn't have back then fairy type, for example, neither dragon. We only had fire, water, lighting. Do I have Phione? Yes, I do have Phione. Which means one thing. I can go to the loop here with Phione play. Should I do that? I mean, why not? Okay, so I'm gonna use Whirlpool Suction, and I can use my Element Horror Tackle and hit for like 180, knock the Mew out, take a prize card, and knowing that the last card in my deck is a Phione, I can just simply, yeah, dual type Pokemon would be very nice. I can simply every single turn catch his Obstagoon and knock them out. And looks like if I get lucky enough to avoid Marnie play, I can maybe even still win this game, but only boss order and I lost this game. So I can hit also for 170 with my Armaldo. I can hit for 108 and 180 with my Excadrill. So those two guys can one hit knock my opponent Obstagoons easily. Even Hoopa can deal serious damage against them. Yeah, he can knock me out, but I will return knockout back. And the problem is that I need to return back that Phione into my deck. So if he retreats on Obstagoon, and if I force him to promote something else in the front, he can promote Lewis Pokédol, for example. And for instance, I can knock him out, but I cannot take a prize card. And that's the move that I really need to do. That is the move that I really need to do. And literally this is the only way that I can, you know, survive for like one more turn. Okay, so I didn't pay too much attention to Darkness Blaze. I saw just some of the cards that will came out in that set. Is that enough for the knockout? No, still it's not. Okay. But Blaziken can be fire and fighting type. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, which means that he can hit for the knockout, for the weakness. Oh, he have Yveltal GX, okay. Which means that he can hit for the knockout, for example, grass types and lighting types. So, Yveltal with energy. There's a training card. So, once in that player, each player's turn, that player might put a basic energy card from the discard pile back in their hand. So he decided to research for like a 7. Best thing I can do, I can take one more prize card and that's it. Maybe 2 if he decide to put, you know, Yveltal in the front when I play the Phione, but that's just pretty much it. So I'm gonna put Phione in play, gonna use Ripple Section, just because I can. I mean, I can still knock the Obstagoon out, it really doesn't matter. He have Training Cord, so even if, oh, so yeah, oh, I can't knock him out. I can hit for like 170 and -20 because of the resistance. Yveltal is a flying type, so it have resistance on the fighting, so it makes sense, you know. So, 1 fire, 2 Colress energies, and Blaziken hits for 130. It attaches energy. It attach a basic energy card from the discard pile to one of your benched Pokemons. But okay, so yeah, I mean, for 1 fire energy and for 2 Colress energies means that you can use Welder and fire energy, and you're hitting for 130 plus you're attaching energy from your discard pile on your bench. He has 0 cards. Seriously? He have 0. How in the world he end up with 0 cards in his deck? Like, for real? How in the world did he do that? GG. I mean, I gave up, to be honest. I gave up, but somehow at the end he decked himself out, so he can't take the last prize card, and I managed to win this game. I don't even know how, but it happens. GG. Anybody wants to play maybe a game against this Excadrill deck? Anybody? Anybody? So, if you would like to play a battle against me, you can send me a friend request. Or you can leave your nickname in the chat and I can send you a friend request. Can you guys maybe hit the likes up on the live stream? I would really appreciate it if you can do that. Hit the likes up. Thanks for the likes up, guys. I really appreciate that. So, my turn. 2 Unidentified Fossils. 2 Buff Paddings. Can't really do too much with them. It's risky. It's really risky, but I will shuffle my hand and draw 5 cards. Yeah, I'm a big fan of rogue decks as well. And I can say that I've been rewarded with 2 Evolution Incense, which I can use, for example, next turn. I do have Zebstrika, there's a big catch. And yeah, looks like how my opponent just stuck without anything. Oh, Research as the top deck. I will use one of my Evolution Incense for Anorith, so I can put it in play. And I'm gonna use another and discard my... Why would I do that? I can discard just another Zebstrika in my discard pile. I think I'm just fine using one instead of two of them. Research Lab. Energy in order to retreat on my Unidentified Fossil. Additionally, actually, I'm gonna use Ordinary Rod, recycle both Pokemons, as well as Fighting Energy back in my deck. Yeah, I also need to put that Drilbur in play. Let's be honest. And I didn't hit it. Okay. Looking maybe for that Drilbur in play. The fact is that I don't have it, and the problem is that my opponent can probably welder Spit Shot onto my bench, and probably he can knock my Zebstrika out. So that can potentially be a devastating for me. But hopefully it won't be. We shall see. So there is a welder. Probably on Cramorant. He might decide to go, yeah, he probably wants the Spit Shot. He probably wants to Spit Shot my Zebstrika on the bench, which makes sense, you know. His hand is tremendously huge, which means that I will probably use Marnie. I might even go with the Research for 7. I mean, it's really tough to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he have like 9 cards, and I'm gonna Marnie him down to 4. It did pay off. It did pay off. Okay, martial art. Identified fossil to be discarded for another identified fossil. And I'm passing my turn. So far, not bad, but the only problem is that I don't have Draw Supporter. So without Draw Supporter, I won't be able to draw cards, basically. And without hand, I can do nothing. Neither my opponent, but at least he have energy card and he can just use another Beak Catch. And with the Beak Catch, he can goes for any 2 cards that he wants. I have Quick Ball. Interesting. I have a Quick Ball. I wish I had one more card available so I can Quick Ball for Blitzle and put it on the bench for Zebstrika next turn, obviously. So there is a Fire Crystal. Alright. Alright. Alright, so Welder as expected on that Cramorant for another Spit Shot, and he eliminated my Armaldo from bench. I didn't want to go for Mew, just because I wanted to put that Zebstrika in play, but I didn't even have Mew because it's prized. So I'm just gonna pass the turn and basically wait and see what he can do next. He already uses 2 welder, so his hand is huge, no question about that. Plus Kramer and have resistance minus 30. I think I'm probably gonna lose this game, but doesn't matter. I can't win all of my games. Oh, there's another welder, so he even have another welder. Alright, that's a scary thing. And he decided to go for another spit shot. If he knocks my Blitzy out, I'm probably just gonna concede the game. Probably he will do that. Probably he will do that. This Cramorant is such an MVP in this matchup. I couldn't do nothing against it. I tried, but I simply couldn't. So there is a Vulpix. And spit shot. There we go, as expected. As expected, Blitzy knock it out. Unidentified Fossil still stays in the active position. Top deck is a Fighting Energy, and I'm just gonna say well played, but I simply need to concede this game. Ability Reshizard was my last competitive deck before my local league closed due to the world events. Well, Ability Reshizard was a good deck. Really it was. I remembered that the Ninetales in combination with the Weak to Me, and of course Welder Reshizard was such a good thing. I mean, no question about that. Really strong was. What about... What about today's live stream, guys? I really appreciate all of the support and all of your time that you spent watching today's live stream. I really need to admit that I'm actually tired as hell, and I'm looking forward to actually finish today's live stream. So I really want to say thanks to everybody who watched it. Not too many people, 71 people only clicked on today's live stream. I really like to grow up where I was, and I think I have a lot of potential to do that, so I would really appreciate if you can actually subscribe to the channel if you already didn't, hit the likes up, click the notification bell so you don't miss any future live stream and video as well. Channel has a lot of potential, it will grow up with the time, I really hope it will. I'm looking forward to start live streaming from the next month, probably maybe 6, 7, 8 hours per day. I'm gonna lose my job, so I'm gonna have plenty of time, you know, to do something else. And I'm looking forward maybe to try to, you know, establish the channel where it was before, you know, 2 years when I actually started. When I reach, you know, 12,000 subscribers, and you know, it really makes me happy to play this game. You know, I really enjoy watching it and playing it. You know, so I would really like to, you know, bring this channel again to another level. So in today's live stream, I use, you know, this Excadrill deck list. You know, kind of interesting deck. Pretty nice looking Excadrill, badass looking Excadrill with, you know, Chief in the background. With a Drill Bazooka and the Element Horticle attack. With plenty of attacks, for example, Carracosta with that Aqua Impact and Asian custom. The good thing about Carracosta is the fact that he can also block opponent abilities. Actually block opponent tool cards, but it can also hit, for example, Reshizard for the one-hit knockout. because Reshizard have, I think, 3 retreat cost or 2. If Reshizard have 2 retreat cost, then it cannot, but we can check that out. Yeah, it have 3 retreat costs, so it can hit for 280, for example. Armaldo can hit, you know, for 220. It can one-hit knockout. Because Ekron, for example, same thing can be set down for the Excadrill. Giratina with Distortion Door, as well as the Mew with the Bench Bar and Psi Power can help us against Spirit Tomb. We have Hoopa for, you know, slightly better matchup against Dragapult, and overall Phione for that Whirlpool Suction, so we don't lose by deck out for that, you know, Drill Bazooka, and overall plenty of other tech cards as well. So I think I actually pretty much pushed this deck to the limits in today's live stream, and I think this deck list is actually very good. So if you're looking forward to build something that's rogue, something that you can actually use at your local league against your friends, that's not expensive, that's cheap, you can definitely consider picking this option. Maybe by testing it a little bit more, you can get even more from this deck. So I personally think that this deck can work much better if we remove 2 more Cynthias and if we just go straight away for 4 Marnies, so we can have much more control against our opponent hand. But also maybe finding a space to tech something like, you know, let's say reset stamp, so in the late game we can also stamp our opponent down to 1. Plenty of options available for this deck. So yeah, DKQ, I don't know how to pronounce that. Qagmire, Cubemire, DQ Cubemire. The man's name is Clay. Yeah, actually he is a Clay. He was a gym leader in Pokemon Black and White. His best Pokemon was Excadrill. That's correct. That's correct. I know that this guy is actually familiar from somewhere, and right now when you says Clay, we have Clay supporter card that says that you can discard top 7 cards of your deck. If any of those cards are item cards, you can put them in your hands. And the Clay also is used heavily in expanded format in Durant Mill deck with the War, because you can discard the top 7 cards with from your deck and pick the item cards that you need. For example, Crushing Hammer, Life Dew, maybe, you know, Enhanced Hammer and something like that. That can actually help you disrupting your opponent and your opponent energies, maybe with your opponent hand. The DK Space, Quagmire as a Family Guy character. Oh, interesting. Didn't watch Family Guy, but I know Family Guy is a cartoon, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it is a cartoon, yeah. I didn't watch it too much, maybe a few times when it was on the TV. Alright. Let me see if we have something new on the Poke Beach. Unfortunately, we don't have. I'm still waiting for that trainer toolkits to be released somewhere on the YouTube, so I can actually check them out. You know, so I'm actually very curious to see a full list of trainer cards. This is actually really good investment if you're looking forward to start playing a game. You can just buy this toolkit. You can get 4 packs. You can get 2 Dedines, plenty of playable trainer cards, supporter cards. You will also get 2 boss orders. Very good value for money, and I definitely recommend, if you're new to the game, that you purchased one of these toolkits for you. It will definitely help you out in casual, but also in competitive level as well. Alright, so that should be it for today's live stream. Oh, I didn't even check a Twitch. Hello, how are the things? I watched your YouTube channel. Alright, I love your stream. Rebel Clash live stream. Ask for Drill Bazooka, nice. I'm about to create overlays and panels for your streaming. Thanks for that. Do not hesitate to find the link on my account image. Best regards. By the way, Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, probably the best or one of the best games of this or Statue in general, of course. I really enjoy playing this game. Alright, so also guys, if you have Twitch, make sure to check my Twitch account. I'm gonna update my, you can just refresh this live stream. And you can find my Twitch account as well as my YouTube account in my video description. So you can click notification bell, you can subscribe to the channel if you already didn't, as well as follow me on Twitch. You can also find me on Facebook page as well, Pokemon TCGO, Pokemon TCG Center. I should also update this as well. Alright, so let me just give a moment. Alright, there we go. So powered by Restream. Check also CCG Castle if you're looking to purchase Pokemon cards. Really good prices. Also if you're looking for maybe cards that are also from, you know, base set up to, you know, latest sets. Also if you're looking for maybe Magic the Gathering cards, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z. What else we can find on Card Market? Let me just see. You can check also Dragon Ball, Force of Will, Final Fantasy, Vanguard, World of Warcraft, Star Wars Destiny, Spoils, Little Pony. So many different options in the card market. You can buy, sell, trade. Also, CCG Castle, my favorite place to buy Pokemon cards. So thank you guys for watching today's live stream. That's gonna be it. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice day, have a nice night, depending on where are you located. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you tomorrow, probably at the same time. So have a nice night and goodbye.